Now, the Department of Health has launched new mobile sampling and testing units, which will form part of a massive coronavirus testing drive across South Africa. Our reporter, Thabiso Sithole, was in Bosmont earlier, was told, unfortunately, by the officials that he needed permission to actually broadcast from that site. So what he's done now is he's moved to a second testing site. That's in the Weltevreeden Park, and that's west of Johannesburg. So let's hear what the experience has been there, Thabiso. So not a good start to your morning. You've moved on. What makes this site different? Why are you allowed to broadcast from there?
Yeah. Well, Leanne, good morning to you and morning to the viewers once again. Tell you what, there's nothing much that has changed from being told to move from Bosmont at Weltevreeden Park. As you can see behind me, we came in this morning, Thabo Madulula and myself. We told them we're from the SABC News. We've come to basically tell the story for the public on where they can go and do their various testing. And in this very testing site as well, we're told, look, you can't be here. You do not have permission to be here. You can please step out of the premises. To the extent that, Leanne, we tried to call the media liaison officer of the city of Johannesburg dealing with health, and they said, look, there's no such thing. No one is allowed to be here in as far as the testing site is concerned. We said to them, but we're not coming to shoot or videoize anyone getting tested. We've come to tell the story. The South Africans need to know, as you rightfully said, the Department of Health have ramped up and opened testing sites, mobile clinics. We're here to tell them where exactly to go and what the process would be when they get to certain sites such as these. And unfortunately, and not to their fault, I need to emphasize this, not to their fault of the operations managers at these facilities who wanted to show us around, because at the end of the day this is their job and they want the public to know that they're available to come to them. It's not their fault. The instruction above seems to be no media or no coverage inside the premises until further notice. Apparently we need to get a letter from provincial that says that you can actually come in because of confidentiality, which we understand again, Leanne. But anyway, let's give you a quick look at what you can expect from outside. Unfortunately, this premises, well, these are the premises, Weltevreeden Park in the west of Johannesburg. You can see there are already marquees. Those are some of the marquees that assume that it will be done with pre-testing. Whoever walks into those gates, as you can see them being drawn there, will probably start there, get their hands sanitized by security, as happened to us when we arrived. Then they go through those marquees and eventually end up in the clinic, whether they test positive or not. And I'm not quite sure about the turnaround time, but there are talks that the tests that have been ordered by government are about 45 minutes or so for you to get results. Again, I'm not quite sure whether that's correct or not, but these are just some of the sites, Leanne, as we just said in the morning when I came to for the first time, that people out there in South Africa with government now ramping up the testing in public facilities. This is just one of them, and 27 to be exact, that will be rolled out by the city of Johannesburg. And unfortunately, we just don't have permission right now to go in and show you how the process would work. Leanne?
All right, Thabiso, thanks very, very much. We'll cross in with you a little bit later on, but thanks so much for the background and the explanation to having to move, and certainly keeping the patient's confidentiality at heart is possibly the most important thing here. Health Minister